sitting patiently. I'm gonna bring Kate in.
She's
Oh, okay, great. Do we have the what?
Yeah, I got you with the thing and the stuff.
Style.
Yeah.
There we go. Kate's Corner. Kate from Fightful. How are you tonight?
Great, bringing me in with the nice child porn lead-in.
I didn't see you.
We needed an expert. So
I'm not at liberty to discuss such things. No, I'm happy to be here as always. Nice to see you, fellas. How we doing?
Great.
How
are you, Kate, Catherine?
I'm good. I'm in a stretch of not being on a show for like 5 days in a row, so I feel like a new woman. Like, I don't do ROH anymore because why would I? And then I was like, if I take SmackDown off and my co-host for tonight is out, I was like, I'm gonna have like 5 days in a row of not doing a show. And I'm like, I feel so refreshed, and there's so much to explore in the world past 8:00 at night. It's wild.
You prefer Kate, or is like Catherine your official government name?
No, my full name is Kate.
Oh.
My full name is Kate. My parents were like, they're going to call her Kate anyway. But my mom is a Catherine. So everyone assumes that I'm a Catherine.
It's Fight from Kateful.
There you
go. Well, Kate the Great. Great to have you. Very newsworthy weekend. WWE, TKO. They're, they're in the business of making money, not spending it. So they cut a bunch of people that were like, on TV quite a bit recently.
Yeah. And there's some unfortunate ones on the ROH side too that aren't cuts, but like the Righteous.
You say ROH?
I just saw
EJ and Duca, the Righteous, all wrapped up today too. But those are our contracts running out. I think part of what's rubbing people the wrong way with the WWE side is they're like record-breaking profits, biggest house ever, and then they go and say like WrestleMania week that they don't bench people, and they're like, except for Shotzi, who's going to be on the bench until July, and we're also cutting all these people. So there's like people wondering what the difference in perception is there, and I think it's largely that. Dakota Kai was a big surprise to a lot of people. Shayna Baszler was, just because she had just re-signed in I think December of last year, and was like someone that Triple H previously utilized a lot. Braun Strowman was just very expensive.
He's going right to the Hulksters promotion.
Isn't it that like all amateur wrestlers though?
No. Fucking nonsense. Fucking dumb people on the internet thinking,
oh my god,
Hulk Hogan, Eric Bischoff, fucking NWO vignettes were gonna lead to something worthy.
Oh my god, like they were so long too. They were like, we are so back for like 3 minutes, and then they were like, but we're not going to tell you what it is. And then they did, and everyone was like, oh no. But yeah, it's tough. There's so many options and places for wrestlers to work, but there's still so many wrestlers, right? And not everybody can go to one place or the other. I think AEW's roster is pretty bloated as is. They've gotten much better, I think, about who they're picking up and bringing them in with a purpose. Like, even Kevin Knight, right? Like he's not in a story maybe, but he's running off to do Best of the Super Juniors. So he's been on TV, but he's not going to get into anything probably until after that. So I think AEW's done a better job of being selective in who they bring in, but that means where do these people go to work now that anybody who has a high positioning in TNA is now kind of being funneled toward NXT, where a lot of these people just got let go from. So
but that's the mystery. That's still the biggest unknown, I think, is like, how does this affect that relationship? And even with TNA just brought in Indy Hartwell as kind of a big deal. So like, are they really going to bring in Cora Jade in 30 days? Like after they just...
I'm sorry, Kev, I hate to cut you off. I think Cora Jade she's got GCW written all over her.
Well, I think Shayna Baszler has GCW written all over her.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Cora Jade was there before she went to the WWE. She was doing like deathmatch shit, right?
She was like Cora Jade as Elena Black was heavily involved in that side of things. Shayna, I think, will tear it up in Japan and GCW as well. I think she's going to do extremely well. Dakota Kai I could definitely see going to AEW. But like Gigi Dolan is someone that I think is a surefire TNA. Like that Knockouts division could actually use some love right now. Like
She could go back to doing tampon stuff.
she could go back to Priscilla Kelly, tampon artist.
You know,
you
I
guys
looked-
did her first interview, right?
Yes, someone had sent me the releases like Saturday night, and I was working, and I had already known about it, but I don't check my Instagram messages. So then we started talking about it. I was like, oh, maybe she could go back to doing tampon stuff. She was like, what? So I Googled it. You know, like fucking NewYorkPost.com picked up that fucking interview.
Yeah. Yeah. I remember seeing that in the past. Like you guys had the big after tampon incident interview, and it
That's right.
went like kind of everywhere.
Yeah,
So
and then we found out her and Darby at a glass table, and you know what they do with that.
and some other artistic choices.
Doo-doo art, baby. That's what we call the episode.
Jeez, I
Plus,
thought it was bad. I saw her in a human centipede. I thought that was bad. You guys got me beat.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, what because we found out during that interview that she was on some show on like TLC, My Big Fat Greek Family or something.
Was she? I know
And then-
Darby was like one of those fake trips to the ER shows.
Yeah, and then we talked about that with him too, where he like was like got stung in the dick while he was like making out with a girl in the park. Like that was like the Tales from the ER episode. Now he's doing kick flips on Mount Everest.
He is. He's like 3/4 of the way up Everest. Insane.
Fucking fall off of it.
Matthew.
Fucking asshole.
He's
I
not
got him,
even Darby avant-garde anymore.
I got an update from Tony.
Oh, good.
Just pylons, my man.
Pylons. Right.
Pylons. Okay. I'm not gonna lie. I'm pretty good like Parallel Parker. I'm good at that game.
Yeah, you should have told Tony would love to have had you maybe try to distract his son while he was trying to parallel park, like a challenge, like make it a challenge, you know?
I should text him. So my mom was like terrified to drive with my sister and I when we were in the have your permit learning to drive phase. My dad was great at it, but he was traveling a lot when I was learning to drive. So she was like, I'm going to get you guys driving lessons as like a fun, I don't want to drive with you thing. And there were like some like foolproof tips that worked. And that was one of them. I'll text him to Tony, see if he can get guided in this parental journey he's on with the kid right now.
I think I got a word from Tony here. Hold on 1 second. Let's see what he has to say.
Text
he
that
does that.
battle-chested monster.
Oh, that's not nice.
I didn't realize you were going to play a drop.
Can I just tell you I'm an idiot?
Oh, yes, please share with the group.
Go on.
And of course, he's here. Kate's here. He's not here.
He's not here. He's running away from me.
I think
I
you
get it.
make him nervous, Kate.
I think I do too.
You do.
I think
not.
I do too.
Like, I think Tony's a very happily married man. I think he loves his wife very much, but I think he might have a crush on Kate,
I'm very unnerving to some people.
especially
one of-
Tony.
Yeah, I think he's on the list.
She's got beauty. She's got brains. She
thank you.
watches current wrestling, so that can balance Tony's watching 1977 WWF stuff out. You know, like
I don't. Yeah, like I can't sit through Bruno Sammartino match after Bruno Sammartino match after Bruno Sammartino match.
see,
Like,
but
that's
Kate
not
brings
gonna-
the balance.
There you go. The yin
Kate,
and the
what is-
yang.
Okay, what went wrong with Carl Fredericks in NXT?
You know, I don't know. I think I don't know if his presentation actually really connected with the crowd, but he's a hell of a worker, and I thought he did some pretty cool work. They made like the strap match his match, which I thought was kind of cool. They don't really do signature matches on NXT for people anymore, so I thought he was great. I think it might have just been a mismatch of the environment, and they're also now starting to see like if you don't have a path to the main roster, you're just getting cut. Like, I think Duke Hudson was incredible on NXT. I think he's one of the most underrated characters in that show that has been cut. I feel like he's a no-brainer for someone to pick up. But like if they don't see you as a main roster guy or gal, like you're done for. So if they didn't see like he's on, because he doesn't have anything to develop. Like he was Carl Fredericks in New Japan and killed it, and ring wise he's right there. So it's like, if they just don't think you're going to connect with the audience, you're just kind of gone at this point.
That's so strange, because I see him as a guy that when they picked him up, I was like, yo, he's gonna connect. And I think it was this presentation. Is he a DJ? Is he a Native American? Like, not that you can't be both, obviously, but like, are you presenting him as like a Native warrior?
No, you can't be both.
You can't be both. It's not allowed.
Well, there was some wacky shit that, like, in that NXT 2.0 to the crossover to where we're at now era, like, there was some weird stuff. Like, when they first introduced Nikita Lyons, she was like a bouncer and a rapper and a dancer, and like it was and a twerker, which she still is. Like, so
she's a good twerker, guys. She's not awful. She's a good twerker.
She's a serviceable twerker. You know what I mean?
Mid-card level twerker.
Yeah, exactly. So, I think now I actually think NXT is on a way better track than it's been in a very long time. Kind of since that CW money kicked in, they started to care about it a lot more. It feels like still some wacky shit going on. That's just the environment for it. But I think there are some people that just never quite settled in. The like Gigi Dolans of the world, and I'm glad that like JC Jane wasn't on that list, and that Fallon Henley is not on that list, because I think they're really good. And that women's mid-card picture on the main roster, I'm like, well, what are we waiting for? Because they've kind of don't have anything left to prove on the NXT side. And it certainly doesn't feel like they're in line for a world title run anytime soon with Steph Bacure and Julia and that whole crop coming in. So I just, what worries me for NXT is like, did they let all of these people go? And then now are they going to pick the cupboard bare in the draft or call-ups or whatever, where they're going to call up Julia, Roxanne, Steph, and then it's like, what does NXT have left? So we'll see. We'll see. There's never a time where the NXT handoff to the main roster goes well. That's just like, doesn't matter who's in charge of what. It just does not seem to go smoothly.
Yeah, and it's funny that you mention if they don't see you as a main roster guy, but then like you have these mainstay NXT people that like are still there, like, you know, like your Andre Chases of the world, your Sean Spears of the world, that are there specifically for that brand. And I'm just curious as to what your take is on what's the difference between being there to solidify NXT or seeing you as a main roster guy. Does anyone honestly really see Andre Chase as a main roster guy? I don't, like, you know what I'm saying? Like,
yeah, it's also tricky too, because like even with the D'Angelo family, which I think, silly as it's been, is actually a pretty great act.
It's fun.
I feel like they're ready for Tony D to go up, but not the rest of the family. So it's like, were you waiting on the Chase U act to go up? Are you waiting on one or two people? Like, what does that kind of look like? Is another aspect to it. Sean Spears is a guy that I feel like he's probably like player coach role. Like he's leading this stable to help people's development come along. Andre Chase, Harlem Bravado, like they rebooted a university that he lost in a bet. Like he's a Welsher on his bets for sure. That's not great. But I'm with you. There's some people that like seem to be tentpole talents there, but I mean, even just from a salary wise, that's not sustainable. So I don't know what that looks like. But there are certain people that I think are going to be there to help guide other talents along and produce like a Sean Spears.
Nice.
Yeah. Look, it's, you know, and at the end of the day, TKO owns the WWE and they are in the business of making money, and the partnership with TNA doesn't hurt because TNA is paying people and they're going to put them on the CW, and the TNA is thrilled with it because they're getting more exposure than they're getting on TNA. Because I can't even tell you what channel TNA is on anymore. I don't know. I just watch it streaming.
I don't think it is. It was on Access, and
it is.
Well,
it's still on Access.
It's on Access, but I don't think we get access if you have like.
Yeah, I don't get access.
Yeah.
No access to access.
Yeah.
No.
So I mean, it sucks. You know, there's a lot of super talented people out there, but hopefully, and Matt Cardona, he carries the flag. Like he's the guy. Like, I hope every single one of these people who don't know what they're gonna do, they reach out to Matt Cardona, because I'm sure his DMs are open and he's there to help people. Like, this can only make the independents stronger, and like you got to be all in. You got to be all in on it. And Cardona's like reinvented himself, like he's a fucking superstar, like a bigger superstar. I know this might be controversial, but I think he's a bigger superstar now than he was when he was in the WWE.
Yeah, I think it's tricky because I've heard this conversation too, and WWE will say like, "Go be the next Drew McIntyre." And it's like, well, Drew's kind of one of one in that regard. Like, a lot of people have gone and tried to reinvent themselves and not made it back, including Matt Cardona, who's been vocal about wanting to come back. And what's there, he certainly can't do more on the independents, right? But I think his mentality was the right mentality. And I think what I like about Matt Cardona's story that's a little bit underrated, I think, is it didn't happen immediately for him. Like, it took him a second he had to do that GCW match basically to settle into that indie god persona, because he pretty immediately went to Impact and was a face, and it wasn't clicking. It was not like this, I'm out from WWE
too, right?
Yeah.
Cody.
So I like that he gave himself the breathing room to figure out who he looked like in that regard. A lot of these people are younger than he is too. Like, I could absolutely see Cora Jade getting signed again in a couple years. Right. So we'll see. It's such a weird landscape with the TNA partnership, but I think you'll see some people go to Japan and Mexico and the Indies and work really hard. I think the hate
promotion in Mexico now. Let's come on.
Yeah, that's everybody's got.
WWE owns the other one, which is a whole nother, like, people are, people see shit on the internet. Like, just take a second and like read, like,
yeah,
Roberto Del Rio is under the WWE banner now because he's the AAA champion. Don't worry, they're gonna get the belt off of him and get rid of him. But I'm sure they're putting their fucking pieces in place first. Like, I know they had like a video from Rey Mysterio Jr. play at the last AAA show. So they're setting things up there. Lucha Libre lives here, but CMLL, they tend to disagree. Oh shit, Tony's here.
Kate, let me ask you this. Your boss.
Aim for Kate.
Oh, okay.
Hi, Tony.
Hi, Kate. How you doing, sweetie?
I'm good. I didn't crash my car today. Did your car get crashed today?
No, I did not crash my car. Which one of these four assholes crashed their car?
No, it's just in the parallel parking incident. Just making
Oh,
sure.
no. Everything's great. Coming up aces today. Aces McGaces, as one of us would say.
That's right. Okay, so SRS said on one of his streams that if Triple H wanted them here, they would still be here. So does that tell you that maybe Triple H doesn't necessarily think these talents aren't good enough, or is he just standing out of the way while somebody else makes a decision to cut them?
I think the context of Sean's comments was intended to say that, like, if he didn't want Dakota Kai to get cut, he would be using her on television, and Shayna Baszler he would be using on television. So everybody likes to jump to, for some reason, they're like, people love to pretend they know exactly who was the one to do it.
Right.
And I don't think it's probably solely anyone's call, but the idea being, like, they have a women's mid-card that they did nothing with. I mean, they've done nothing with these women's mid-card titles. They've been 2 packs of ass since until Becky came back. Like, there's been no stories around them. They weren't represented on WrestleMania. Chelsea lost to Zelina Vega, who had 5 singles matches in the past 3 years or some shit. They've been atrociously booked. And I think what Sean meant by that was more along the lines of, like, they could have done stuff with a lot of these talent and they wouldn't have been in positions to get cut. I think there's a lot of people, it sounds like internally and just in general, that are surprised with Shayna, because Triple H used Shayna to her fullest potential so well for so many years. And she was, like, very recently backstage at NXT working and very recently re-signed. So that one was a tough one. Ones like Braun, I can't say, like, I know directly, but the thought process there from what I've heard is, like, he's aging and he's really expensive. Like that's a guy who is in the 7-figure salary range, and for what they're
fucking Braun Strowman.
Yeah,
you people are on drugs
because they
Control your
re-signed
narrative.
all the
Control
people
your
that they
narrative.
cut with Vince, and then they're like,
He'll be at
well,
the
that's
Crockett
and
Cup in 12
think what
days.
you joke, but like he's not going to AEW. So even if they wanted to re-sign him back, they could sign him back for less than 7 figures somewhere. You know what I mean? So, I think a guy like that,
be a tag team, and they could be called "I don't give a shit about them."
that's, you know what? That's actually a perfect tag team.
I think him and AEW with Big Bill would be a good tag team.
You know, honestly, like I felt like on this run, I know his knees are kind of shot, but like he wasn't the worst. Like he definitely got better. But I don't think they're looking at him and being like, if we're paying 7 figures for someone, that's who we should be spending that kind of money on, right? Like I think that's part of the thought process there. Is that some people are just expensive in comparison to what they're asking their value to be on the roster.
Yeah. Any other ones that came across as surprising? I know there are a couple like Riley Osborne. I forget the other guy, Javier
Bernal.
too.
All
Gallus,
Gallus.
Yep.
Yeah.
I would say actually
ABG's Townsend alumni.
Casey Catanzaro, Towson girl, Belleville girl.
There we go.
I mean, it's more than any one talent. I would say the one that actually surprised me the most with the NXT side, I thought Jakara Jackson had made like a ton of progress in a very short amount of time. So I was kind of surprised with her. She's someone that could go have like a TNA run and come back in a second. 100%. I feel like, but it's more, what are you doing with the women's tag division? Because you cut Shayna, you cut Casey and Kaden, the Secret Hervis, they released Isla Dawn. That could have been a tag team, and they're not one.
Wait. What is the Secret Service? What is
the Secret Hervis? It was Chelsea Green's security stooges, Piper Niven, and now Alba Fire.
Wait, Piper Niven got fired?
No. She's still around.
Oh, good.
But
she lost.
Alba Fire and Isla Dawn were a tag team, but they released Isla Dawn and they moved formerly Kaylee Ray, Alba Fire, to that act now, but they're not competing as a tag team. Lash and Jakara, they were a tag team. Like there are 6 or 7 tag teams. Gigi and JC could have easily reunited and made them a tag team on the main roster. Like there's so many women's tag teams, or could have been women's tag teams. And then on last Monday, you have Liv Morgan and you have Dominic in the same segment. And Liv says, I'm going to fuck off and go do a movie. And Dominic says, I'm going to go with her. And Nick Aldis is like, no, Dom, you have to stay. If you're a champion, your workload doubles. And I'm like, Liv Morgan's a fucking champion. Why is that her workload doubling? So I just feel like a couple things with that. Like, one, what are you doing with the women's tag division? And 2, why did you absorb the NXT women's titles into it? Because that roster could really, really use them. And I feel like they took them away for no reason, because it's not like those titles ever visit the show all that often. So I think they should split them.
What they should do is they should just make the WWE women's tag team titles an NXT exclusive, because like there's so many teams on there. Now, again, if they're, like you said earlier, if they're going to call up Julia, they're going to call up Roxanne, they're going to call up, I don't know, Zarya and Sol Ruka at some point, like then maybe you can't do it. But any thoughts about possibly just making that NXT exclusive because of the fact that they've seemed to have not given a shit about it on the main roster?
I mean, I would like to see it, or I would like at least for them to be the place where they're held the most on NXT, because they have the depth there. I think women's tag titles should float. I think it would be really cool if there were, I know like Sean has said this a bunch of times and I agree, like if AEW had them and they could float to CMLL and New Japan Strong and ROH, like that would be cool. You would have actual women's world tag titles in the WWE sphere they could easily float across all 3 programs, just have actual programs for them, right?
It's
So
like a tree falls in the woods and there's no one there to hear it. Doesn't make a sense.
yeah. Like if my old thing was like they put them on Jade and Bianca and they still didn't give a shit about them, right? Like those are 2 of your biggest women's stars in the world, and
Tag
they
team of
didn't
the
even
year,
really.
right, Tony?
No, I cared about Jade and Bianca being the champs.
Fucking horseshit. Fucking
That bitch. Come on, man. That was awesome.
nonsense.
What nonsense? What are you talking about?
They were not the
can't
tag
talk
team of the year.
You can't talk about broads for 20 minutes and then go, Tony, you don't give a shit, do you?
You can't call them broads, you shit.
Yeah, you can.
Dame, pussies, harlots. I mean, I don't
Dame,
know.
I think I like Dame better. It sounds
Dame
classier.
is great.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Them dames over
The
there.
Dame tag team titles, I would take that.
What's wrong with the broad?
You wouldn't
Yeah,
take
what's
the
wrong with
broad
that?
tag team titles.
No,
Yeah, because that means they're far and wide the champions.
Yeah.
They're the broad champions.
Yeah, Piper Niven. She's a good
Oh,
broad.
she's a broad for sure. Hey, man, if Classic Freddie Blassie can call him broad, so can I.
Yeah.
Yeah, that guy was classy.
From the grave.
Hollywood fashion plate.
He also used to sharpen his teeth.
There's nothing wrong with that.
He killed somebody. Nothing wrong with
Nothing wrong with that.
Well, Tony, did you hear about Duke the Dumpster Drozy?
Well, he lost another foot.
He wishes he lost another foot.
Yeah.
but-
Oh, he's Dunzo?
no, he's not
we,
Dunzo.
we got to remove him from the list, though, from the past guest list.
Oh, no.
That's right.
Yeah.
Did he assault someone with his prosthetic? Please tell me it was his
No,
prosthetic.
he's in that he was acting very rude. Let's just put it
Oh,
that
he's
way.
in the David Starr, Rude Boy Riley camp
That's
now?
right.
More
Yeah,
towards
there
the
you
Rude Boy Riley camp.
Yeah.
Hey, I also heard that Chris Dickinson had some issues because I've been following that Deathmatch 2.0 group that you hate so much.
Oh, that was years ago.
That's such old
Yeah,
news.
but I didn't know about that, or did I forget about that?
You forgot about it.
God damn. Forgot about it.
Did you drop your opinion on that one? Which canceled wrestler to bring back?
No, I was tempted to throw in Rude Boy Riley, but I did not.
Why would you do that?
Just for shits and giggles, bro. It's that kind of group.
The group
I was gonna put Louis just to fucking Louis.
I should leave that group, by the way.
No, never leave that group.
Never.
It was amazing.
all over my Facebook feed like I give a shit.
But that's the point. It's amazing. It's that group and the Back to the Future fan group that I'm a part of. Every day, it's 50,000 different conspiracies on things that didn't make sense in the movies. It's fucking.
I know, like I guess like someone tried to run like a deathmatch show this weekend in Jersey and it got canceled.
CZW.
Yeah, somebody called the cops on him or some shit.
No, they didn't have the right permit to do it on the
Whoops.
beach. Big surprise.
Can't imagine DJ Hyde fucking that up.
Sounds like my Friday night in fucking Somerville.
Shit.
Party in Somerville.
I gotta fuck
yeah.
the cops and the fire department.
So we're all happy these guys got fired. More room for the other
No,
folks on the
no.
roster.
Oh, what's wrong with you? I'm muting him again. Batting up
Oh,
your-
is that you fucking with my volume?
Yeah, dude, you came in and chopping your fucking face off on fucking peanuts or whatever you were eating.
What do you?
If anybody's good with fucking with volume, it would be KJG, I guess.
Tony is 0.3 pounds away from being under 200 pounds.
Fuck yes.
Shit those
Dang.
pants, bro.
You didn't hear him
shit
chewing
pants,
like
son.
a horse when he came on?
Anybody else celebrate Cinco de Mayo today?
Yeah.
Fuck yeah, Rondo. Fuck yes.
I definitely had white people taco night, that's for sure.
I love white people taco night.
Was it Old El
Hell yeah.
Paso or was it fucking what's the other one? There's a bunch of them that they sell for. No, we actually went to the local Mexican. Well, we didn't go. We had it delivered.
Of course.
Nachos, not a fan of. Tacos were okay.
Delivered nachos sound gross. They just sit in a
Yeah, that's
container
gross.
covered in all the toppings.
Yeah, but there weren't a lot of toppings with them either.
God,
They
what
went
do you
very
get,
skimpy
fucking
on the
fried
meat.
calamari to go too. Jesus Christ!
Yeah, they put calamari on the. That's a little.
No, I'm
racist.
saying, are you the type of person who orders fried calamari to go and then you complain because it's fucking gross?
No, because their nachos are a little thicker than average, so I figured they would still arrive crispy, and they didn't.
Nothing wrong with being a little thicker than average. That's all I'm
Fuck
saying.
yeah.
You know what I mean?
Tell 'em, Kate.
Write it down,
The
Brundo.
four of us leave and leave Kate and Tony to their own devices.
Just
I just think that I think it's unfair that Dakota Kai was let go. A little bit of for DG Dolan, I cried a little bit, but the other ones,
It is.
We
a
were
bit
talking
ridiculous.
about the Priscilla Kelly tampon interview. How that was like your big get.
Yes, and she did it to a girl named Fish.
Yeah, that was her name, right?
That was her name, Fish.
Wait, is
her,
that for real?
her opponent's name was Fish. Yeah.
Was it Fish?
See, Kate, I'm an historian.
You are wrestling historian
Where else would you get that kind of information?
Bruno San Martino and Fish.
and Fish, not
No, it's calamari.
the lady wrestler.
Also,
Oh
like,
boy.
I do think it's a bit ridiculous that like Cora Jade and Gigi Dolan are like, yeah, like we weren't like fit enough for them at the performance center.
Yeah, that was.
Those chicks are smoke shows. I wish I looked like them. Are you fucking kidding me?
Probably
I
Albert.
wish-
Is Albert still there? He seems like the kind of guy.
I wish you looked like I'm too double T.
I'm working on it. HK. I almost.
He's
got
gonna come
pissed.
back with orange hair next week and like weird steampunk sunglasses.
If you would have got in from the jump with Sonny Kiss and his routine, you would have fucking had a badonkadonk for days by now.
It's true.
You know?
Yeah,
True.
it's a good call.
I mean, the tits you got to get on your own. I mean, maybe not.
I'm not having problems getting the tits.
How much money from the Patreon?
Yeah, those are funked, all right.
Man, Terry Funk doesn't deserve that. That was
No, he does. Matt hates Terry Funk.
Matt's tits forever. Forever.
If you want to put up with the upside down fucking tattoo he's got in the middle of him.
That's a new shirt idea, Matt.
The tattoo in the middle of my chest is not.
Wait.
I thought it was upside down. I thought you got the shit done the wrong way or some shit.
I
didn't.
love
I got
that this
the Bret Hart
comment came
one.
up. I love that this comment came up the second after you showed your tits like that.
Yeah.
there. It is.
Fuck yeah.
52 games. Thank you. 52 games.
Thank
Also,
you.
Goat Meat. Don't know who Goat Meat is, but he said, "Oh shit, did I find a wrestling family?"
You sure did, Goat
You
Meat. Welcome
fucking
aboard,
did.
brother.
Got some
Goat
goat
meat.
for him.
Is gonna have to learn about the horse meat gimmick, I think. There you go.
That's a good
That's
call.
right.
We haven't had. Well, we'll see. We'll see.
Maybe
Kate,
you'll get a
what,
Carl Fredericks interview.
Say who won now?
Maybe you'll get a Carl Fredericks interview and you can ask him.
I would love to have Carl back on. I hope he goes to Japan.
Yeah, me too.
War dogs are still a thing over there, so
Yeah, they are.
do it.
Oh yeah, Kate. I heard Wardlow had some interviews with the people up north. That's what I was hearing.
Man, no.
Yeah.
There is no. No,
Yeah.
See, that's why you need to stay off the fucking Facebook deathmatch groups and all the Facebook wrestling fan sites because they're full of shit. They don't know what they're doing.
Oh,
First
can
of
I-
all, he's been injured, like badly injured, so he would have injury time added if they wanted to keep him
Can I-
around anyway, which they
can a
do.
guy dream? Can you? Why are you taking away my fucking hopes and dreams here? Come on.
You
now.
can dream, but I'm here for the truth, Tony.
I mean, Shayna Baszler got fired. One of my dreams came true. I mean,
Oh,
Stop! I love Shayna.
me too.
I just wish she had some pigment in her lips. That's all. I got no problems with Shayna.
I'll be honest, the makeup thing is a little weird.
Yeah, it is. It is. It's like
I'm not a fan of the like eye makeup with no lipstick. It doesn't.
she's
look
like, I'm not here, but my eyes are. Ooh.
Still would.
So I didn't realize. Like
bad
I
she
seen
wouldn't.
her do the no selling TikToks with other people doing the dances, and she just like stands there. I didn't realize there was this Stew Monday thing that she was doing. It was pretty great. It's like now.
So in other words, what she always does in the ring anyway. Ah!
Boo, boo, Tony, boo.
Say what you want about like Ronda Rousey, but I love them as a tag team. Like Ronda and Shayna, where they would come out and like they're matching like Street Fighter gis and shit like that. Like I thought that was dope.
Hell yeah. I
Yeah.
liked a lot more of Ronda's run than most people did.
I agree.
I think it went bad when the whole product was shit. Like I don't think it was as much her fault. But
I
like there
blame
was a lot of her
Gulak.
stuff that I liked.
Wait, who said Gulak? Somebody said
I do.
Gulak.
I blame Drew Gulak grabbing her fucking strings.
You bramed him on the episode.
Writing that down.
Yeah.
I got the fucking monster tongue going on tonight.
Well, at least you didn't blame it on the Dame.
That's right.
Right
Kate-
in on the dame.
Kate, I know you
Yeah,
said when you joined
yeah.
us. I'm gonna plow through the Milli Vanilli.
You are horny.
Gotta go.
Side note, on the Milli Vanilli. Did you fucking know that the Menendez brothers had Girl, I'm Gonna Miss You played at the funeral of their murdered parents?
No, that I did not know.
No, I did not know
Yeah.
that.
How fucking weird is that?
I don't know the song.
Girl, I'm Gonna Miss You?
Girl, I'm gonna miss you.
It's a tragedy for me to see the dream is over.
Yes.
But
It's not
I
that far
never
off,
forget
honestly.
the day we met. Oh, girl, I'm gonna
Gonna
miss you.
miss you.
I know Bremen on the Dame. I don't know that one.
Yeah, Carl Fredericks, Eddie Thorpe does Bremen on the Dame.
So he's doing both again, or
Yes,
no?
he's doing both.
Okay, he's doing
And
both.
because he's going back to Japan, he's not Native American anymore. He's Japanese now.
Or a DJ.
Or Italian.
Doesn't matter.
Kate, you said 5 days off. When is your next post-show segment? Are you still part of the Mark Order? Please go back to the Mark Order. You got to save them.
Yes. I've been on a heater. I took 1 week off after WrestleMania, but I've been
Okay,
there.
no, you're allowed to. You're allowed to.
I needed it after Mania weekend. I was not a person, but I am
heard
back
Tony's
tomorrow.
Tony's looking to hand out heaters if you want to.
No, I'm looking to see heaters or hitters. Never mind.
Matt, that's your cue, Matt.
Well, Matt's got so. I
Text that
am
barrel-chested
in
monster.
my regular rotation.
Knob gobbler.
Oh, you guys. She can bring my balls together under her chin. Why would you do this? Be accused. That doesn't mean you're guilty.
You said it. I didn't.
Out of context, for God's sake. I don't even care if it's during Wrestle Kingdom. I just want to go get some fucking vending machine panties. Not a false statement. Not a false statement.
I like
Right,
Tony's
well.
like, no, that one's fair. That
Yeah.
one's fair.
So, Kate, what do you do again?
That's a great question.
Not the Mark Order, unfortunately, right, Matt?
I'm on the Mark Order. I've been there 5 out of 6 weeks, I think. I'm on the NXT and SmackDown reviews on Fightful. I gave up ROH because it sucks. But I do Wednesdays at the Mark Order podcast right here on the Shining Wizards Network. And pay-per-views and PLEs at normally Raw on FightfulSelect.com. But today I have off and I'm not watching wrestling. I'm very excited about that.
Good for you. Yeah, I like taking days off and not watching wrestling myself.
Yeah. Well, I
That's
mean,
called a regular week for Tony.
Yeah,
But-
those are days
yeah.
that end in Y.
yeah. Days with a vowel in them. Tony's like, I'm gonna not watch current wrestling. So, but
Well, Kate, this was great. If you guys are out there, you're listening, you haven't, you don't know who Kate is, follow her at Miss Kate Fabe on social media. She's doing stuff with Fightful. She's doing stuff with Excite. She's doing stuff with the Mark Order podcast. And she's here once a month with the Shining Wizards Wrestling podcast, although she did ghost us last month. She didn't even reach out to us.
first of all, it's your job to book me. Okay.
My job is pizza. My job is not. You have a standing monthly appearance, and I
My
gotta book
job
you.
is Pizza. Did we write that one down?
Well,
You gotta at least send me the link. I mean, my goodness.
you didn't reach out. I didn't know what you got going on.
Listen, I'm always here for them for this.
You almost said the Mark Order podcast, didn't you?
I did almost say the Mark Order podcast, but it's fine. For shows here on the Shining Wizards Network. There you go.
Awesome.
Kate, you're great. It's in the name.
Oh, thank you so much, fellas.
Always a pleasure.
A pleasure to
Enjoy
be
your
here.
month.
Enjoy the rest of your show. Very happy Cinco de Mayo to you, Brendo. I know it means a lot to you. It's very
El Brundo,
near-
absolutely.
El Brendo, excuse me.
Cinco
Excuse
de
me.
Brundo.
Oh, there we go.
Oh, should I change my name? To what all
Senor?
the, should I change my name to what all the guys at work call me?
Gringo?
It's gonna get us kicked off YouTube.
Yeah.
No, it's not gonna get us kicked off.
Gordon.
From the Gulf of America, Gordo.
I had to text the kid I'm working with tomorrow. I didn't have his phone number, so I had to get it from my boss. And I was like, "Hey, this is Gordo."
Well done. All right, fellas, enjoy the rest of your show.
Thanks,
Bye,
Kate.
Kate.
Enjoy your Monday night.
Bye, Kate.